Well, welcome everyone. This is Bobby Angel here, singer-songwriter. Some say folk star. I don't like to think of myself as a folk star. I'm a regular old guy, singer-songwriter. I enjoy singing songs around the campfire. So welcome to my campfire at the beach. We're at the beach. If you listen in the background, behind the crackle. And sorry, I'm usually not apologizing for the crackle being so loud, but in this case, it's kind of drowning out the gentle, rolling surf out there, kind of flopping over. Here in the Gulf, we don't get the big waves. I mean, if there's a storm moving through, we'll get a big wave, but we don't have a storm right now. So, the waves are pretty, they're gentle, and they kind of give that soothing sound. And there's nothing like being at the beach at sunset, especially over here kind of on the southwest coast of, Florida. I'm at an undisclosed location right now, looking at the spread of all those colors across the western sky, and there's just a special luminosity. I mean, I've been on the east coast of Florida, and nothing against the east coast of Florida, but the sunsets aren't that great there, really. Because I'm looking to the east and it just gets dark real quick. But then over here on the Naples coast, as some people call it, that luminosity just spreads across the sky, and it's a light like no other. It really is. It's the perfect place for a campfire, and then you go out there to the water's edge and you look at the sun going down, and you think about days gone by, really, and the end of the day and the new day to come. And that's why we're here at the beach today, and that's what I wanted to do, was just a 3 or 4 song set. Maybe just a 3-song set. I don't want to keep it too long, but a farewell song. Not a farewell to the sun, but a farewell to some of the people that came before. You think about those people at the campfire. You can hear the gulls and the terns, and it's really something special about being out here at the beach, and that's the aroma. We love the aroma of the campfire, love the aroma of the beach, and you combine the two, and it's just a one-of-a-kind experience, I have you know, and it's real special. So my first song, it's about the Big Cypress Swamp, really, but it was about a fella, a wildlife biologist, he said when he arrived, he said, I saw this job, to work with the Florida panther on some of the protection programs that were going on, and I couldn't turn it down. I wanted to have that on my list of career things that I help, because I'm a native Floridan, and this was many a moon ago, many a sun ago too. You don't hear that much anymore. Many a sun ago. It's many a moon ago. Maybe that makes more sense, many a moon ago, and I do retract my introduction of the term many a sun ago. Without further ado, let's get to the song, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Going up to read the writing on the wall, etched in the blood of the scratch of a claw. And when he got to where it was, the only thing he saw was water filling slowly in the print of his paw. Gotta turn quick to see, there goes Bob 3. Listen closely to the ivory-billed weep. In the middle of the night it will bring you to your feet. Tiptoe to the window, then listen to the crickets cheep. They say go where you're going and take what you want to keep. 50 years since it's been heard, now there goes Bob the Third. No time to second guess the price of a sparrow or the life of a stork brought down by an arrow. And all bets are off when the match of Nero burns it all down and takes it all back to zero. Nothing comes for free, and now there goes Bob T. Sometimes I have a small passing thought that the troubles nowadays is watching what we thought being frittered away over time by default, by bulldozers that no human force can halt. Engines gassed and lubed, there goes Bob cubed. Take a deep breath and swallow it in. The osprey's got a fish. It's flapping its fin, going to his nest, back to his kin. I never did nothing not worth doing again. Like a bird flying free. There goes Bob 3D. Yeah, what I like about this song, his name was Bob T. He didn't stay around for 2 years. He made a significant contribution, but he was kind of in that formative part of his career, where he was kind of a wildlife biologist thinking about some of the species that have come and gone. The panther, then the ivory-billed, and then, there's all these protection measures with the sparrow, but could sparrows be next on the list of, animals that are extirpated? And what about the wood storks? All of a sudden, they're not nesting over there corkscrew like they used to. It makes you think, what can we do better? What can we do better? And, just when he was kind of really down on his, thinking about all that and all the development that's occurring, and he kind of saw an osprey, and the osprey kind of doing its thing, and it kind of brought back new hope for him, and kind of ends with him maybe looking out over the water, probably seeing a sunset, just like we saw earlier in this campfire. And that was a special sunset for sure. They're all special. That's the thing about a sunset. You never go to a sunset and say, that was a dud. Goodness gracious, why do we even come out here? Or, that was atrocious sunset. Usually not at all. You're always looking at them. You're like, that's another sunset, and it just kind of like a campfire gives you something to think about. So this next song, is, again, another farewell song. And that's really where Bobby Angel got his start, was singing farewell songs. And the idea was, I'd sing them once when they were leaving, and I'd give them the lyrics. But, they're worth singing it again around the campfire, because when you sing them around the campfire, you conjure up the spirit of the song and the memory of those people. You wonder when you're singing the song, wherever they are, I wonder if they can hear it. Or all of a sudden they start thinking about their past experiences in South Florida. Because so many of the people I sing farewell songs for, they're hopping the state. It's not like they're going to a new neighborhood. They're hopping across state lines, maybe out west at Glacier National Park, or up in Alaska, or who knows, up in the Smokies. They go to all sorts of different places, and we don't hear back as much as we'd like, but we always think about them. So without further ado, let's get to this next song. This is a story about Marcia and a cat. Every morning Marcia would get up and give her dogs a pat. Thunder would slobber and Tahoe would stare when Marcia told him she was gonna go flying in the air. That cat would try to bed down for a good day's rest at dawn, but it wouldn't take long before she'd hear that airplane song. It got so loud the cat couldn't hear herself holler, and then it suddenly dawned on her it might have something to do with the collar. Marcia, 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 Marcia's flying today. Later that morning, Marcia noticed the beep was stuck. So then she landed and swamp buggered her way across the muck with a GPS unit until she surrounded the beeping sound. And right next to a palmetto she found a lone collar on the ground. The cat was elated, she was finally free. That cat was happy, just as happy as could be. In celebration, she went on a murderous spree and killed some crazy looking antelopes up on the Indian reservation. Oh, Masha, 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 Masha is crying today. Later that day, Masha got the big news. That professor put together a deal she couldn't refuse. Masha accepted, but only on one condition. She said she wouldn't go unless she got every cat's permission. Well, word got around real quick in the cat world. It wouldn't be the same without their cat girl. All of them agreed it would be a great place for her to go, except for that one collarless cat who mailed in a veto. Masha, 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 Masha is moving away. The collarless cat got all bent out of shape, but when she got to Marco, they told her it was too late. They said that Masha had gone up north to school to study, so that collarless cat hopped the interstate to find her buddy. Now every night, if you listen real close, you can hear them cats a-crying, 'cause they all grown so morose. Their flying friend is gone and moved away, but they hope to have a chance to see her again someday. Masha, 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 Masha will fly again someday.
Well, how did you like that one? You know, I wanted to play that one because it's a happier song than the first one. It's called Marsha Marsha, and it wasn't about two Marshas. It was about one Marsha. Well, I put together a little video of it. I kind of played on the Brady Bunch theme, you know. Didn't they say Marsha Marsha? Anyhow, that was kind of the original premise, and that was my first song, you know, the first farewell song I sang. And I remember we were having a party, and it was out on the 10,000 Islands for her, and she used to do the Panther, you know, flights. She would fly, and she'd track the Panthers and the collars, and that was really important to see where the Panthers' home range was, and how far and wide they went, where they crossed the roads, and where they were denning. It was just vital to understanding the species and trying to figure out the protection measures. And she was up in the plane doing all that. So that's the premise of the song. But I remember when it was time for her to go, I just kind of picked up the guitar. I mean, many a moon ago, I think is the better expression. And I worked on, you know, I knew all of three chords, and I said to a co-worker, you know, Christina, I said, you know, I have a song. And she said, instead of her saying, well, let's think about that song, you know what, we're gonna have to review it, and she's like, great, play it, you know. So it was an easy audience to start off with, you know. Really, it was they're like, yes, any contribution, make the contribution. I think that's the thing about Campfire, you know, the Campfire concert series. I'm not going to be a virtuoso violinist here, and I'm not sure how well that goes with Campfire, to be honest. I think the guitar has a better synergy with the Campfire. And I'm not talking electric guitar or the air guitar. I mean, think about the air guitar. It doesn't work with the Campfire at all, because you have to kind of go, and that, if you're doing that, you really can't talk about the song or even sing. You know, you're just doing that twangy, and that doesn't work. It's the acoustic guitar that works so well with the Campfire.
So this song, it was my first song, and I remember singing it, and we had a lot of fun. And afterwards, I turned to Marcia, and she was crying. She was really touched by the song. So it made me think, you can say a speech until the cows come home, or some other goodbye, but it's just something about a song that memorializes a time and place, and it's a nice contribution if you can do it. So I've been fortunate to be able to write a couple songs, and that was the first one. So Marcia, and she loved cats, but she had 2 dogs, and her dogs were Tahoe and Thunder. And to this day, her love affair with animals and dogs, she's dedicated her life to. So I think she went up to the Northwest somewhere, and we lost track, but someday we'll get back in touch. And maybe she's thinking about this song right now as we play it around the campfire. So without further ado, let's maybe play one more song. I'm doing more talking than I am singing, and I do apologize for that, but it's just so nice to be here at the beach. Let's try to tone down, try to hear through the crackle a little. Can you hear the surf? That's pretty amazing, and you should see the night sky. It's just stars all over the place. Or wait a minute, that's a little bit from the campfire, kind of. When the log falls and all the sparkles go up. That's what happened there. So they weren't stars. And I come to think about it, it's a little cloudier than maybe there's some weather moving in. And at night, sometimes new weather sneaks in, and then you wake up in the morning and you're like, whoa, what happened? So, let's get to a third song here without further ado. Let me just tune this string, and we'll be ready to go.
X marks the spot by Bobby Angel. The barbarian plunges into the valley of thieves. This won't take long, he says as he rolls up his sleeves. He spits out the water that he draws from the well. He pulls from his satchel diamond jewels he's gonna sell, 'cause where X marks the spot, it's easy to find. If you look at the map that's burned in my mind. The blind merchant turns away from the clock. His slips are all empty, there's no ships in his dock. This timekeeper's tickled to see him at last. Show me what you have and I will pay what you ask, 'cause where X marks the spot, it's well worth the wait. If you look at the books that spell out my fate. Say your prayers now or later is final fairness of sums will be levied in time. I drank the milk of paradise and plucked the grapes from their vine, but one deed in the clock's greed sweet, it's nothing but your wine, 'cause where X marks the spot, it's the final curse. Grab what you can, it's about to get worse. Yes, I know you have traveled to places most men never know. South seas and touch the Arctic's icy glow. But don't tell me it's someplace that doesn't exist. The pirate's treasure goes down with the ship, but the captain who makes it finally to the land, he kisses the dirt and he digs with his hand where X marks the spot, it's the final door. And it's never enough, I keep reaching for more. The revolution rumbles outside the gated walls. Then the princess stumbles, she doesn't fall as she runs out to meet him by the water's edge. And the prince stays back 'cause he's got everything to defend. 'Cause where X marks the spot, it's well worth the price. He'll pay whatever it takes, if it even means his life.
Well, that was a little bit of curveball. I hope you enjoyed that song. That's a pirate song. And you can't, I was thinking, I was about to sing a farewell song, but then it kind of occurred to me, you can't have a beach campfire set without having a pirate song, right? I mean, because, there might be pirates right out there offshore, anchoring, sneaking up on us right now. And you conjure those spirits by singing a good old-fashioned pirate song. And that's a little bit of a love song, too. I mean, it starts off as an adventure and a little bit of a dystopia. But then it's like, well, at the end, I think it has a little twist and a turn. And it's, the protagonist there who's coming in to kind of do this transaction with this merchant and, and kind of this apocalypse that's unfolding or about to unfold. But no, he's there to get the princess. And the princess runs out to meet him. And, the prince stays back, because he wants to defend all this wealth. But the barbarian understands that it's all about love and relationships. And he actually has an interesting relationship with the merchant. The merchant kind of helps him with the transaction, but it's not about the goal. It's about getting her. And it makes you think in life here at the beach, you don't need all that fancy stuff. All you need is her or him, or whoever. You need that special relationship. It's about connecting with people and the simple things, just the simple things that make all the difference. And, campfire, you think about that stuff at the campfire at the beach. And I'm hoping the pirates don't come in right now. And they very well may, because I've heard it said on a full-blood wolf moon. And I don't know if we're in a full-blood. Have you noticed that there's so many different moons they've named now? It's like the big red moon and the full-blood moon. And it used to always be just a blue moon. And I never really got that because I looked up at the moon and it never looked it didn't look blue to me at all. And then they came up with a wolf moon, and there's probably a fox moon. It's all sorts of moons, but they say when those moons occur, there's a certain moon where the pirates come out of the fog. It made me think that, when I'm looking up, I'm not seeing as many stars, and maybe the fog's moving in, and maybe the pirates there are with them. And this is kind of freaking me out because I really don't have anything to defend myself other than my guitar. And my guitar is very hollow and made of light wood. And I wouldn't want to damage my guitar either. That's the thing. I would probably protect my guitar from the pirates. And I'm wondering if the pirates would be coming to take my guitar. I would defend it tooth and nail. And the pirates wouldn't want any of that, let me tell you. I would be sending them back to their boat, and they would be just weeping with their tails and legs, and they wouldn't bother us anymore. Now, if they want to come and dig up some treasure, I'm more than happy to show them where that treasure is. I mean, X marks the spot. I wrote that song because I didn't want to put it in a map where the treasure was. I wanted to put it in the song. And the treasure's in your heart. That's where the treasure is. If you open your heart, you don't want to. You bury things in your heart, and then you open your heart too. I mean, not literally, figuratively. Talking figuratively. X marks the spot is a love song, and I think the thing about the campfire, that's where the X is. The X is on the campfire at the beach. If the pirates are, hey pirates, if you're out there right now and you're surrounding us, yes, you can dig under the campfire, but let us get this campfire event done, okay? And then you can do all the digging you want, but it's not under the sand, but what's on top of the sand at this campfire that really marks the spot for us this evening. So thank you so much, all of you, for being here at this campfire. I'm just gonna pluck away a little. Feel free to hang around and listen to me plucking away. Here at my campfire concerts, we're campfire inspired and guitar guaranteed. You're always going to hear that plucking of the guitar and some crackling, in this case some little gentle, the seashore in the background, and some singing. and some singing. So, but I'm just going to pluck the guitar here. So hang around, and you two pirates out there, I know you're out there. You can listen on the outskirts, and hope you enjoy the singing, or hope you enjoyed the singing. That's what I meant to say, past tense. Tired around the campfire sometimes, all singing and talking. So I'm just going to do some plucking here, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.